Earlier that night, she found out she was just 5 feet and 4 inches of disposable pleasure to her roommate. She was something between scorned and undercut. She held too much self-esteem to let herself remain like this, and he just wasn't man enough to keep her from walking out the door. But I'm hardly one to talk. I wasn't the first to be there for a girl like her in a time of need. A face like that's got a way of making its happiness the priority of every man around. But only the right man can make those eyes rival the skyline in brilliance. She called me up around 2 a.m. and came over to my side of town. We shared some smokes at the top of a nearby playground. I don't remember much of what we talked about. I do remember telling her about the nearby cross street, aptly named Capitol View. 5 miles away, the buildings downtown were doing what they always did, holding the dreams of a few above the reach of everyone else, within sight of gods who would match their structures lumen for lumen, and leave the rest in the dark, like her and myself most of all. She sat close enough to me to almost exchange body heat. Had she seen me as something ostensibly safe, like the only quiet room in a troubled home, she could have rested her head on my shoulder, and had I made myself something ostensibly bold, like I said I would be just weeks prior, I could have been a warm place to stay the night. But while she had moved from parents' home to apartment to another all on her own, I couldn't say the same for myself. I never even had a box set aside for the occasion. I was as much of a provider as an indoor dog is a carnivore. Not much happened that night. She eventually chilled out and went home. Back through the door she couldn't leave swiftly enough just an hour earlier. I think she might have been on something illicit that night. Or maybe her eyes were just that red from crying. I don't know much about the joy that people exchange when the sun sets.